Walker has a writing talent. We are ready to pass.
They're classy too, man. I can wear this on a date.
People who are most successful are the ones who don't just give up.
We have officially partnered up with Albemarle Paper Supply. Albemarle Paper Supply services paper products within the cities of Charlotte, Concord, Greensboro, Winston-Salem, Salisbury, Morrisville, and smaller cities in between. From fiber, plastic, and foam bowls, paper towels, tissues, napkins, takeout containers, gloves, to janitorial supplies, and much, much more, Albemarle Paper is dedicated to bring you the paper goods you need. Customers can pick up products directly at Albemarle Paper's warehouse located at 735 Henson Street in Albemarle, North Carolina, or products can be delivered to you at your business doorstep.
Listo, creo que a lo que lleva el club es impresionante la hinchada que tiene, impresionante, creo que apoyan demasiado y quiero decirle que estoy muy contento de estar ahí y con ganas de darle mucha alegría. For the crown.
For the crown. Welcome to a new episode of the MLS Corner, one of the best corners in all the MLS. You know who it is. Top Bin 90, Jorge Gonzalez with the exclusives as always. And I've got an artillery with me today. I've got Lee from CLT FC Fan TV, the man, the myth, the legend. What's up, bro? How are you?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. And we've also added, because we added a Colombian forward, I had to get somebody Colombian on today. So we've added Andres from Offsides Podcast. Andres, how are you today?
I'm doing good, man. How you guys doing?
We're doing spectacular, man. Spectacular. For the people that don't know you, man, tell us a little bit about yourself. What made you want to start Offside Podcast? Was it, a goal that, you saw, I don't know, one of our players scored? Did you just see me out there and you're like, yo, if Jorge can do it, if this guy's doing it, I can too? So tell us a little bit about it.
No, honestly, man, it kind of came out of nowhere. My brother and I, we both went to the first game. I'm a season ticket holder. So, after that first game, we were just texting back and forth, like, about our thoughts and everything. And that next morning, like, I just texted him. I was like, we should do a podcast. Like, let's just do a podcast. And it kind of started from like a little place of just not knowing how big the scene was, honestly, because I was just like, there's probably not one out there. I mean, there's a lot out there, but if I would have known that beforehand, we probably wouldn't have started. But kind of just ignorance was bliss, and we just started doing reviews of each of the matches, and it's been fun. We get together every Monday, record the match, we watch the games together when they're away, and then we'll go out to dinner and stuff. But it was honestly just because after that first game, or the first home game with LA, like we just kept going back and forth, like talking about it. And so it's just like, let's just do a podcast and put it out there, and no one listens. That's cool. It's just, somewhere to at least put our thoughts out. So that's where it came from.
Hey, but that's how you start, bro. I mean, that's how Lee started before he became super famous and barely comes on now,
Yeah.
We all start somewhere, and so like we've been grinding this for about 2 years now, and like we're just starting to see the beginnings of the momentum, bro. So power to you and your brother. I mean, I think everyone brings a unique and fresh perspective as well. So whatever that is for you,
Yeah, I would say we're probably a little harsh on the team, but it comes from a place of love, that Colombian tough love. But yeah, man, it's been fun to just give us something like a reason to watch the games, and it's been cool to have like a home team to cheer for. All of our experience has been like with European football and Colombian football, and we've never been like close enough to really like be invested. And now it's like brand new team, just all in
every weekend.
Well, that's a great point. It's so close that like if we're in it, we're really invested, because I mean the team's right here, versus like I know like I support like Liverpool and Barcelona, who are just like I just don't have access to them the same way I have access to Charlotte FC, which I think is pretty cool, But moving on, we've got a jam-packed show today. I mean, the last 4 or 5 days have been a whirlwind, you know what I'm saying? From Tom spilling that we were signing Andre, to losing to Orlando, to bringing in Kerwin to the MLS window closing tomorrow. It has been a crazy last 72 hours. And then the first thing I want to talk, though, about is Charlotte FC's loss to Orlando. A 2-1 loss. In my opinion, the first 10 minutes we looked vibrant. Then it all went downhill from there. First goal, I feel like Jalen could have done a little bit better in his marking. The second goal, I have no idea what kind of defensive display that was on defending a corner counter. But I'll start off with you, Andres. Tell me a little bit about your thoughts, and I want to hear from people in the comment section as well. Give me your thoughts on the Orlando game. Yeah,
man, it was a heartbreaking one to watch just because that first half, we did come out electric, and I thought we were going to put this game away dominantly, just from 5 minutes in. I mean, Ortiz had that great left foot shot that almost went in, and he was looking really lively the first couple minutes. Like the chemistry was there, the team play was there. The first 2 or 3 minutes was pretty back and forth, but I feel like after that, those next 7 minutes, we really did dominate and we're putting pressure on their half. Couldn't get anything to connect. But right after like that 10-minute mark, man, Orlando just kind of took over. And that first goal, I think, obviously, I think, Lindsey definitely could have done a lot better. And it's crazy just because we've been saying it on the podcast a lot. He seems to be our best 1v1 defender.
Yeah.
So kind of get beat so easily was a little out of the blue. But Carujo and Bronico also miscommunication there on who to mark. And then that kind of just puts McCoon and Fuchs in bad positions and just led to the goal. The second goal, just really bad. I mean, Ortiz was maybe 5-10 yards away from the runner getting free and just showed no real effort to track back. We were kind of saying in positions like that, there was a clip not too long ago that was getting thrown around the web of one of the Man United players back like in the late 90s. I forget his name, but he was the coach at the beginning of this year. But there was a similar situation for them where he, just tackled the guy to cut the run off and took the red. And we were kind of saying like Ortiz kind of needs to do that in that situation where he's so close to the guy breaking loose. You got to just foul him. It's a tactical foul. Whatever happens, whether it's a red, a yellow, or no card, you got to just take that risk as opposed to just letting a free goal go through. But after 10 minutes, the team just looked so tired. They looked really slow and tired, except for shout out Fuchs and Kalina. Those guys were the only ones that seemed to be operating at 100%.
100%. I mean, Fuchs, to be honest with you, I don't think he needs to be our left back. He just doesn't have it anymore to come back. But attacking wise, we were looking for him and he was putting in some great crosses, and so I think that's one of the things that Orlando did really well. They populated the mid a little bit better and forced us to go out wide, which you're right. I think Jalen Lindsey is good defensively, but I mean, his crossing, I think, needs to improve. I think it's a little bit inconsistent. Lee, give me your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much more I can say, right, other than what's already been said. The first 10 minutes, we looked really good. I was feeling pretty confident. We were actually playing faster football, right? We were knocking it about, and we looked like we were on it. And then, obviously, that first goal goes in. And then that second goal, I mean, I don't know. I was always taught that one man is always on the corner. If everybody's going up, you have one man sitting in that center spot, man, and that's the guy that's right there to slow down. And like all the people in the chats are saying, right? It's like, how the hell did Fuchs catch TT, right? Like, come on, not knocking Fuchs because I think he's been one of our best players, if not the best player all season, right? He's slow, right? But he still got back. Like if TT hadn't stopped running, he might have been able to stop that pass.
Yeah.
Right? And that would have stopped the second goal. And then we go in 1-0 down. And then again, we came out looking halfway decent, but then we got back into our old habits of just slow, boring football. And it's painful to watch.
100%, man. Like two key things that you always see when we lose is really slow in transition and not enough creation in the final third.
I was also getting tired of, Carroll kind of just bitching to the ref about everything. And I mean, I understand that in the moment you're hot and heavy and you're just frustrated, but it's like, man, at some point just buckle down, do what you're paid to do, and just do it, right? And just quit screwing around, because all of that was doing was playing into Orlando's hands, because all they want to do was slow down the game anyway and burn the clock, and that's exactly what happened.
100%.
Yeah, Carroll unfortunately couldn't get out of his own way of that game. He lost the ball a lot, when he gave it away in really vital positions. And just to touch on that second half goal again, and then if you want, we can move on. But not only did Fuchs catch up and pass Ortiz, but so did Corujo, who was still in Orlando's half when they were like in our last third. So if you go back and watch that highlight, you'll actually see Corujo catch up to both of them once they're in the box. Obviously, he's getting there too late. But that's just like even more reason to kind of just a little bit mad at Ortiz of just letting your other center back outpace you when he's 30.
I mean, like Josh is saying in the comments, right? It's not about TT stopping the pass; it's about the effort, and that's what pisses me off the most, right? You see it with Rayner, you see it with TT, like you see it with quite a few players. So they're just like 80%, like screw it, we're getting paid here anyways, regardless of how hard we play. And it's hard to watch when we know that we could possibly win the game.
Yeah, man. I agree with you. I mean, he could have done like if he would have put even more effort, I think you're right. Like he could have got to Facundo Torres, because when Juan put that ball, all he had to do was tap it in. I don't know, like maybe somehow you could like mess with him and he doesn't score that goal. But yeah, I think Josh has a great point. It's the effort,
Effort, 100%. If they're in at 100% and they're just like, come on, Fuchs was dead at the end of the game. Right?
That's exactly why, like, I can't knock Fuchs. You know why?
100%.
Defensively, okay, like at the left back, he's not there, but what? He's always putting in the effort.
Yep. He's always running. And he doesn't stop.
Yeah, and props to him as well for taking that ball and scoring that penalty. I mean, in my opinion, at the beginning of the season, I thought Fuchs was just going to be a guy that was there. What I mean? But he's proven to me that he has the leadership qualities that we need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really glad he's our captain.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think the 4-4-2 diamond needs to go too, man. We're done with that. It's time to find something else, be quicker. And, I mean, Mora was sick, right? I think that's why he didn't start. And so – by default, they kind of had to go with McCoon and
yeah. Well, yeah. Speaking of the formation a little bit, yeah. I mean, I feel like we've been playing 4-4-2 more out of necessity,
100%.
Given the lack of options on the wings. But now that we've added Camille, and we'll touch a little bit on Andre and Kerwin as well, and what they can bring to our team as well. I think we're gonna start seeing that 4-3-3 again.
Yeah. Shout out to the shipping department, and just a public announcement that Lafayette, by the way, is doing a can drive. So if you bring some cans to the tailgate and swap out a can for a beer. So
when, this Saturday?
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. And that's at 703 McNinch Street, right?
Yep. From 11 to 2, right before the march.
Perfect.
But yeah, back to the topic at hand, man. It's just frustrating. It frustrates the academy. Right, that these guys are supposed to be professionals and they're only showing up for 75%.
100%.
So yeah.
Anything else you want to add, Andres?
No, I mean, I agree. It is frustrating to watch, and I think especially with we have had some really good performances, especially at home. The New England game, the Cincinnati game, the team looked really good in those games in all departments, right? The defense, transitioning, creating opportunities. And for some reason, it's just gone away, right? Even the Atlanta game, we didn't create a whole lot of chances, and we really needed like a moment of magic to get a goal through Alcivar. But it just looks like when we get to that final third, we're great at keeping the ball in the opponent's half. But we just lack a little bit of courage, a little bit of confidence to do something, magical or do a little bit of flair to just create an opportunity. And that's really what's been frustrating, especially just because there hasn't been any changes in the last 3 or 4 games from a formation standpoint, from a who's in the lineup standpoint.
And I think, like, just to add on to that, I think Miguel saw that a little bit too late as well in the last game. I mean, I think a fool does a great job also providing in the attack. He's kind of like Fuchs, like he'll provide in the attack, but defensively, I mean, we're relying on a 36-year-old and a 35-year-old fullbacks to create for us. You know that's kind of be a problem.
Yep.
You know.
But I mean, like to touch on
number
your point,
14, by the way, is McCoon.
Say that again.
So number 14, by the way, is McCoon.
Mm-hmm. And
I thought he had a decent game. He wasn't that bad. There was other players.
Worse games.
Yeah.
But like to touch on your point that like that Moro was sick and so we had to play McCoon, like I don't think that's necessarily true because I think Jan had a great game against Greenville. Why not throw him in? And yeah, you're still gonna have to have Fuchs out at left back, but I think this would have been a good opportunity to see what he's got, quality wise.
Why is Jan not getting it? I think he's done well when he's been called in. He can distribute the ball pretty good. He doesn't mind taking the space, and pushing the ball up. That's a good question. I just wonder why he hasn't got more playing time. It's something that
Greenville was he pinged a lot of balls forward out wide as opposed to just back and forth with Corujo.
Well, from what I've gathered, like Miguel just isn't too fond of him just yet. But then again, I'm like, bro, like who's really like when you look at our center backs, who do you really say, yo, like I know probably Corujo's been the most consistent guy we have.
Oh, 100%.
Else, McCoon has mistakes. Anton Walks has mistakes. Even Fuchs has mistakes. So it isn't like we've got like Van Dijk and like Van Dijk's in the back. We're like, you know what? Like this guy's not gonna get a chance.
Why you always got the Liverpool thing in there, man?
They won today, bro. I'm just kidding.
It could have been Romeo or something, right?
Lucha asked honest question. Think Charlotte could ever play a 3-5-2? I could see us doing if we got a proper defense players.
I think our defense would be okay. We just need a solid left back, man.
Yeah, I think if we added that, I mean, we could probably throw in Camille at that wing back spot as well. So
yeah, that's true.
I'm a little scared to see that formation again after the Philadelphia game. I just think it didn't work that well. But who knows, right? With the right players, you can make anything work.
Yeah, 100%. And you still, like Miguel's gonna make mistakes, And so like we saw, like I agree with Juan, the subs definitely came in too late. And this is a question I have for you guys, and I also want to hear from the people in the comments as well. Charlotte, 3 away games. We've played in New England, we've played in Colorado, and we've played in Orlando. 2 losses, 1 draw. How would you guys grade Charlotte FC's away performances in these last 3 games?
So I'm trying to think of the New England game. It seems so long ago, right? Yeah, and I'm trying to think back because we're always watching and rewatching and trying to so we can actually sound intelligent when we talk about it on these things, right? I think for New England, if we're giving them a 1 out of 10, I think it's probably about a 6, right? Colorado, I think we did okay. We got lucky, right? We could have won it. They could have won it. I'll give them more, maybe a 7. In that Orlando game, I was just pissed off. I'll give them a 4. So overall, I give them a 5 out of 10 for the road trip.
Yeah, I'm somewhere along those lines of 5 out of 10 or C minus. I think they definitely could have done better. Coming away with what was it, 1 out of potential 9 points. So
yeah,
that's not gonna.
Well, New England was there for the taking, right? All these teams were there for the taking. Ideally, because New England was on a 5-game losing streak, right?
Yeah.
And we came in and New England showed up and beat us. Right? Colorado, to be fair, I don't think they haven't lost at home in 20 home games or something ridiculous like that. So getting the draw out of there is probably a fair shout. And then, Orlando can't win at home, right? And here we come, and then they win at home. So it's like, what are we like, that guy that just kind of shows up to help everybody kickstart their season? I just don't get it.
To me, honestly, I have to give it a D, like the shipping department, and I'm also giving it a 3 out of 10. Why? Like some of the reasons that you've mentioned, but also we make mistakes that lead to our own losses. You know what I'm saying? I think, was it New England where Corujo hit a player and the ball went in, right? This weekend, the corner that wasn't defended properly.
That corner was so elementary, man. So elementary. Like
It
you
was. And
teach
so, like,
that at grassroots.
yeah, if we're losing by proper goals, then I would be fine with adding something higher. But
Yep.
we're not, man. We're losing by goals that can be very preventable, And so that's why I have to give it a D, and against Colorado, we could have won it right there at the end as well. So
I mean, Colorado was the better game for us out of the three, right?
100%.
I mean, like I said, Colorado hasn't lost at home in 20 games. That's pretty impressive, right? So, to come out with a draw, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Josh is saying it, right? It's the same thing we're just lazy, slow, not engaged, and we're just getting beat, and we're beating ourselves.
Nice. Perfect. All right, and then I want to move on a little bit from kind of all these losses that we've had, and I want to talk about some exciting things. This week, Charlotte have added 2 players. We've added both
Vargas
we've added Kerwin Vargas from
and
Andre Shinyashiki. Andre is coming from Colorado, ironically, for $225K GAM and a conditional $175 GAM if performances are met. And Rapids also retains 50% of any potential trade fee.
That's pretty big for Colorado.
It is.
This guy's got some potential, man.
100%. 2019 Rookie of the Year as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so that one we heard about Friday. And then Monday we were surprised with striker Kerwin Vargas, who takes up an international spot and joins for Portuguese side Feirense. His contract runs through 24 with an option of 25 and 26. He's a 20-year-old player, a U22 initiative player, along with Vinny Mello, who we also haven't seen. I want your guys' thoughts about these 2 players that we've just added, and also people in the comment section.
Yeah, overall, I'm excited, right? Again, it seems like all our signings we felt excited. On paper, they look like they could actually be like that player, right? With Kevin there, I think Kerwin, I'm sorry, Vargas, right? I think he's going to be the one I'm looking forward to, right? Because I feel like he's going to drop right in, and hopefully if he plays on the wing, he can get some service into Carroll, and then with Jaws on the other side, hopefully we can just start being faster, more clinical, and moving that ball around and actually making defenses scramble instead of just sitting there waiting for us to knock it back to
100%. It's a great point by Josh. Anytime we add guys up front to a team that has struggled to score is a great addition. You're absolutely right, my man.
Yep.
Andres, your thoughts?
Yeah, man, I think it's really exciting to, sign Kerwin, especially if we move to the 4-3-3 with him and Yazwiak on the sides and Swiderski playing in that middle. I think it adds a lot of depth to the not only up front, but to the midfield too. Now you're able to rotate Ruiz, Jones, Bronico, Franco, Alcivar, and Bender a lot more efficiently. But even if we switch to the 4-4-2 or stay on the 4-4-2, I think Vargas is like an upgraded Rios to me. He's got a little bit of height, but he's got like the speed and lethality that Rios kind of lacks. Like he looks like he has a nose for goal, or kind of Rios to me looks a little shaky. So he kind of just looks like an upgraded version of that. And I think he complements Swiderski really well, or could complement Swiderski really well if Swiderski holds the ball up and lets Vargas run in behind, because he's got some really great speed. I think he can be dangerous there too. So really exciting, just because I can see the potential in both formations with him, compared to, when Yazwiak signed, it kind of only made sense if we switched to like a 4-3-3, I think. But with Vargas, it looks like we've got, some options.
100%. Agree with what both of you guys say on there as well. Yeah, I see Andre being more of like depth into the team, and Kerwin. So we've talked about this. We've lacked players that, like will go forward, have that attacking mind to take on players 1v1. We need more speed in the transitions, right? And I mean, that's exactly what Camille Yazwiak brings you, which we haven't seen enough of him just yet. Because I mean, he just signed
Like 20 minutes, right? He got 20 minutes in Orlando.
That's also what Kerwin Vargas brings you. I mean, the guy has literally been carrying his team in that second division in Portugal. The guy's got pace. He's got good touch, and I also think he's a player that like isn't scared. Has that attack mind, and I think that's going to benefit us a lot. You know, one of my concerns though is a lot of players when they come to the MLS, they struggle with the physicality of the league. So I don't follow the second division in Portugal enough to let you know what, he's coming from something similar because I just know, but this is a player that left Colombia and went and tried out and failed at 10 teams till he finally got a shot. So I think he has the mentality there. And based on the conversation I had with him today, it seems like he's very focused and is very excited to come here and contribute to this team.
Well, he definitely doesn't give up, right? And that's what we were seeing with some of our players, at least definitely in the Orlando game, right? So hopefully he comes in and, it just is that new spark. It gets those people pumped, get the players pumped up around him, right? Because you know how it is, right? If somebody's around you excited, you get excited too, right? And hopefully that just kind of resonates through the team and we actually start to play.
100%.
Yeah, and he looks like he can actually head the ball too, which is something I think we've been lacking.
Well, some of his highlight reels for sure showed that he can.
Yeah.
100%. So we could potentially see a 4-3-3 with a front line of Camille, Carroll, Kerwin, the KK. We're going to have to switch the name for that front line.
So yeah, well, it was like $2 million, I think, is what it cost us to bring him to Charlotte.
100%. Cool. And then speaking of Camille, I got a chance to get the very first Charlotte FC exclusive, and I got a chance to interview him today, which was pretty awesome, And
is he in Charlotte?
No, he's not in Charlotte yet. It's gonna take him, I'd say, probably 3 to 5 weeks to come here, pending his visa stuff. You know how that goes. And I got a special clip for you guys that I want to play of a message that Kerwin has for everybody. So, production team, play the video. Brown, I love that. And then my last question to you would be, what do you hope to accomplish here in Charlotte, and what are some of your goals? Y mi última pregunta que te quería hacer es, ¿qué deseas cumplir aquí en Charlotte y algunas metas que tengas?
Ahora principalmente quiero llegar al equipo, adaptarme mucho y salir campeón en mi primer año con ellos.
Ok, me encanta. Mucha ambición, eso es lo que queremos, jugadores con ambición.
Claro.
Players with ambition. I don't know how realistic he is when he says that he wants to come here and win the championship in this first year. But you know what? I love that guy has that mentality already, Like, he doesn't care where we're at, what we're doing. He's going to come here and contribute. So just off of that, I'm already liking this guy's personality.
And yeah, I mean, sure, right? I mean, I'm excited that he's excited and he's got confidence and he wants to win, right? I mean, I think that's what they all want to do, right? Is win. It's just, again, we keep repeating ourselves every week. Like, this team needs to play faster and they need to be more. They need to show like that, like they want to win, right? It's like once we go a goal down, other than if we go a goal down, they just seem to kind of just drop their heads and call it, right? But if we score first, we play with our tails up and we're running all game. So it's just like, just because we go down a goal, if you want to throw in the Liverpool thing, right? Today at the Champions League, they went 2 down and they came back and won 3 or 4-2, right?
Yeah.
It's like you got to keep playing to the end of the game.
I told you at halftime when in one of our group chats, somebody said, "Are you even a little nervous that this team's going to go out?" I was like, no. I'm like, bro, 100% we're going to the final.
You didn't say that. You said Spurs is a hell of a lot better than Liverpool, and left it at that.
No, but like, yeah, I mean, like, obviously this is a new team and they don't have that dynamic yet. But you know what? I think we have good chemistry in that team, and we've got leaders, aka guys like Fuchs, that can actually pull that out of players. And to have a guy that's won a Premier League championship in your locker room is something that like is not talked about enough, and that's very important, man. The guy has every line that we have. If you really think about it, we've got people that have won titles. Corujo at Nacional, Carroll in Greece, Fuchs in
England.
the league. You know what I'm saying? So every line that we have, there's players that have achieved something, and I think a lot
It's a team sport, man. It's a team sport. But so
I'm just saying in terms of transmitting something to the team of how special it is, So, Andres, anything you want to add?
I mean, I think obviously his attitude is just awesome. I think that is going to be infectious, especially because, I mean, Lee, like what you were saying, when the team goes down 1-0, they kind of put their heads down. And I can see why. When you're playing for a team where, like, man, we don't score a lot, we don't create a lot of chances, like, putting a goal on us, especially early, is kind of like a nail in the coffin already, just because we do lack that creativity in the final third to get back into games. It's really hard for us to score a goal, So going down 1 goal for us right now is a really big deal. I'd say, like, if Philly go down a goal, they probably don't view it as such a big deal because they can come back and score. But we're just not there right now with the attacking powers we have. But I think with Kerwin and Andre joining, we can get up to that, to where we're a goal down and it's 10 minutes in. That's okay. We got this. Like, let's go back and get it.
I think that's a poor excuse, though, right? Going 1 down and we just kind of throw in the towel, right? I mean, when did Orlando score? Right, it was like the 15th minute or something. It was early. I mean, that's still a lot of ball to play. Right?
No, I agree with you. I agree that
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying the team themselves, right, has to kind of like just shake the shit off, get up, come on, right? That we're paid professionals. Let's go out there and keep playing. But then, as fans, we're sitting back and we're watching some of these players play at 75, 80%, while others are busting their ass. It's like, it drives me insane. It's frustrating,
Yeah, I agree.
And I mean, like, you're right. Like, in terms of like goal production too, like Carroll drops back a lot, to try to create play, which sometimes I don't mind, but I need you to be in the final third as well, finishing.
There's nobody to give it to him to, and nobody makes the run into the boxes. And
so, as much as you complain about him being a little bit of a diva on the field, I kind of get it as well. Like if the guy doesn't drop back and try to create, he's going to be isolated like he was in New England most of the game. So he's trying to get involved in the game.
Yeah, which is fair. But, I mean, again, if you're going to throw a temper tantrum and be a diva or whatever we want to call it, like, come back, get the ball, drive at a player, liven it up. Do something that's going to put a spark in the rest of the team and show us why you're one of the most expensive players on the squad. Right? Show me, right? 100%. Start shooting from outside the box. We don't have to. We're not City. Don't walk the shit in and just pass it in the goal. Hey, take a 20-yard shot, man. Yeah. I don't care if you shoot it across out of the stadium. I do not care one bit. Just make the defense worries, and then they have to push on you, and then you can make those stupid passes, and then we can walk it in. Oh man, yeah, you're right. One player alone can't do it, but
yeah, sometimes we look like sideways FC. Yeah, we lack people that shoot.
Yeah, in rant.
Nice.
Also, it seems like he doesn't want to go on his right foot either. Like, there was a moment, I think around the 70th minute, where Bender played him into a really good spot, but it was to his right, and he cut back to the left. And by the time he did that, he got shut down. And I've kind of noticed it a couple times. He likes to cut back to that left foot to try to get a shot off instead of just using the right foot.
Yeah.
Wasn't Orlando that we played, though, where we had like 3 or 4 shots right there in a row, and that keeper just pulled out some stupid stops?
Colorado.
I'm getting all these games confused, man. We are in Charlotte this weekend, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of being in Charlotte this weekend, it's been forever since we've had a home game, bro. Like, it's been since last month. I mean, I don't know what, like, as much as I like going to watch party, there is nothing like being at the stadium, seeing the fans, going around, like feeling that football atmosphere that we are all getting
That
addicted.
vibe, man. That vibe.
It is. And we got 3 home games back to back to back, so I'm hyped about that. Let's talk a little bit about Inter Miami. I mean, in Inter Miami, that in my opinion has just kind of an anomaly, like they started out horribly, they obviously have gotten a lot of things wrong from, in my opinion, from the coach, the players that they've signed, even now.
Stadium location.
Stadium location. I mean, like, I feel like that's an issue that, like, maybe they did foresee it, but like something that's kind of a little bit out of their control. But in terms of team management, player management, I think Inter Miami has been a mess ever since they came. I mean, they brought in Blas Matuidi, who didn't do anything here. Rodolfo Pizarro was never the DP that they expected him to be. So he's gone also this year. They have added, however, a guy that I really like in Leo Campana, the Ecuadorian striker. He's been hot, 5 goals in 9 appearances. They lost this weekend as well to New England. They beat Atlanta last week, and then they played New England right before that as well. Which, side note, MLS calendar, what? How do you put home and away in the same month to the same team, bro? So
America.
We played Atlanta pretty much within a month. El Tráfico was played twice within the same month. So, I mean, like,
we played New England twice, right? Almost in the month, too.
3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, 100%.
Hey, Juan, man, I do not appreciate Juan's comment. That is nowhere. Miami is the Tottenham of the MLS. Can we kick him out of the chat? Can we ban him from talking?
That comment? I don't.
It's the last one. It's the most current one.
No.
Man. Kick him off. Make him so he can't chat, Jorge, man. We're not having this kind of mess. I'm not taking this kind of abuse on your show, brother. But anyways, back to Miami, man. I mean, I don't know, man. Miami, like you said, they got all the stuff wrong, right? They got extra DPs, right? They didn't know how to play that, right? They still couldn't win. But you know what? Miami's actually kind of getting better here recently, right as we have to play them, right? Same as Montreal, right? Right as we have to play them, they're starting to get
these teams are starting to get hot, of course, when they come to play Charlotte.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, why do we have to always show up right as these teams get on a hot streak? But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not worried about Miami. I think if these guys show up and play a game at least for 70 minutes like we did the first 10 minutes of Orlando's game, we'll be all right. But if we go down early, the good thing is that we're at home and they seem to feed off of us fans, like you said, right? The vibe, the buzz that we create. And I think we're going to get 3 points against Miami.
Nice. Andres?
Yeah, I hope so. I am a little worried because they have, turned things around. We're catching them at a hot streak, and they're kind of catching us at probably our lowest low right now, what I hope is our lowest low. But we're at home, which is, besides the LA game, well, we've been beaten or unbeaten at home. The team always does look a lot better at home. I don't know what it is. Just the energy. Yeah, I mean, it really is. It's night and day difference on how the team performs. But yeah, I mean, hopefully, Inter Miami coach is a free piece of advice. Definitely start Higuain again. He's your number one guy. Throw him back.
Yeah, right, for sure.
So
no sarcasm here, man. Just go ahead and play him. Right?
That guy is our kryptonite. Definitely start him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
what do you think, Jorge?
I think this is a winnable game for us.
Yeah, it is.
I'm interested in your thoughts in terms of the formation that we play. Do we go to that 4-4-2 diamond? It's gotten us wins at home, or would you guys like to see that 4-3-3? With some attacking wingers from the get-go.
I think now's the time to experiment. You've just come off of a streak of only getting 1 point in your last 3 games. Try something new, and if it doesn't work this game, we've got 2 more home games to kind of rebound. So I'm okay with gambling a little bit with this game, especially
the halves, though. maybe come out, start with the 4-4-2 diamond, and then the second half, come out with the
I
4-3-3?
want full committal. It can't be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We need to just dive into the deep end of the pool and just see what the team can do for 90 minutes. I think Miguel's a great coach, but I think he sometimes overcomplicates things, which is good and bad, right? But I think this time he just needs to throw the players out there in the 4-4-3 and say, listen, guys, we just need to create some chances and put them away. Stick to the fundamentals.
A damn shot.
Yeah, exactly. So just kind of go back to basics a little bit and let the team, like a 4-3-3, I think with the players we have right now, is going to let them be in an environment to be a little bit more creative and a little bit more attacking. So I think just gamble up with it. I think this is the perfect game to just try it out and gamble it,
Yeah. Interesting to see.
Also, have a lot to lose.
Yeah.
Well,
I feel like I honestly feel like we do have a lot to lose, though, because these next 3 home games are very crucial for us in terms of aspiring to be in playoffs. Yes, we're losing a lot away, but we need to stay consistent at home and pick up these points, because it's going to be very difficult for us to pick up points away from home, which is very interesting. I think we all saw that stat where the average points for an expansion team after their first 10 games is 10 points, and we're right there, So they've got 10 plus games under their belt now. We're becoming stronger at home. I think it's really crucial that we win these next 3 games if we want to have a chance at being in playoff contention till the end of the season.
Let me ask you this, though. Is this 4-4-2 really gotten stronger at home, though? Because think of the last home game of Atlanta, right? What did it take for us to win that game? It took an Olympico goal. Something that you don't see very often. It didn't come from open play.
Yeah, but at the same token, we could say about when we were in Atlanta, how we lost that game was a stupid deflection, right? So, I hear your point. I just hope, being back home, that the guys are going to be more refreshed. They got the fans behind them. They're going to try harder, right? We got to win. We have got to win Saturday. There is no way around it, right? It's Miami of all teams, right? They're almost Cincinnati, right?
Almost. Outer Fort Lauderdale, as our first.
Yeah. Orlando said, or whoever one supports that's not in the MLS, right? That's how Miami is. So yeah, back at you, buddy. But yeah, I just hope we shoot. I hope we play faster, and I hope for the 3 points. So I'm going with 2-1, Charlotte.
Mr. Perez, your thoughts on Corujo? I think I touched on a little bit. I think he's been our most consistent defender in the back. Anything you guys want to add?
No, I think he's been solid. He's
been
under the radar. Nobody is really he hasn't been nobody haven't really had to call his name out, right?
Although he does like to drive the ball up forward. I think that's something that he didn't have.
I don't mind that.
Yeah. No. I'm just saying. I'm saying that's something that even Miguel said Corujo has ever since being under him, the way he watches football now is a little bit different. So it's very interesting to see that it's probably a player that Miguel has improved as well.
I think he might be our next captain.
Yeah, I would go with Kalina after.
I've never been a fan of a goalkeeper being captain.
Yeah, you have said that. So you're sticking to that.
Yep.
Nice, awesome. All right, and this leads to my next question to you guys. We've got Montreal, we've got Vancouver, and we've got Inter Miami. And I want to hear from everybody in the comment section as well. How many points would you be happy with in our next 3 home games? Obviously we're all going to say 9, but realistically, what would you guys be okay with?
I think 7 out of 9 is probably, the realistic best case scenario. I think Whitecaps are probably the toughest challenge out of the 3 games. So that's the draw that I'm foreseeing. And then I think we need to put away Miami and Montreal. Those are teams if we want to make playoffs, those are teams we've got to beat.
Lee?
I'm going to be a little downer on this, right? Obviously, like you said, 9. 7 would be more realistic, but I think we're just going to get 4.
Dang, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm going to stick by that.
Who do you
7
think?
is.
Who do you think we're gonna lose to?
I don't know. Any one of the 3. I picked Miami that we're going to beat Miami. So one of the Canadian teams are going to nip it from us, man. I don't know which one. Hopefully, if any, it's the 3rd team. Who we play, Vancouver? They play them 3rd, right? So if we could win, against Miami and Montreal, that definitely give us the kind of, what am I trying to say? It'll give us that momentum going into that 3rd game. But if we struggle through these games to win or even grab a point, it's going to look bad. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, I agree with most people. I think 6 would be acceptable. 7, I would be very happy with.
7, I would be over the moon with, because that means we didn't lose at home.
Yeah, and I agree with you guys. I think honestly, it's more realistic for us to beat Inter Miami and Vancouver than it is to beat Montreal. Montreal's getting hot right now. They sit 4th in the East. And, they got a baller in that attacking midfielder in Mihailovic. I think one of the things that I see here in the MLS that really makes a difference is those special players. Every team that has a special player, Aguil, Zelarayan, Mihailovic, it is always Carlos Vela. It is always a little bit different, a little different gravy that they add. And I see that in a team like Montreal, who have a guy like him, and then they're also bringing in, Kyoto's coming back as well, who's a pretty decent striker. I just know him because he's from Durham, and so that's a game that I see us maybe not winning, probably getting a draw, potentially losing, but I can definitely see us beating Vancouver and definitely see us beating Inter Miami.
So you said that these teams have that one player, right? And yada, yada, yada. Who's that one player for us?
The difference maker?
Who's going to step up when it really matters, right? Other than, I'm not talking about penalties and that kind of stuff, but who's going to be? Yeah, Bender. I think he's so raw, he doesn't realize, that he can change the game. I think Bender is a player that can come in and change it, but I just don't ever. I don't feel yet a player stepped forward enough to say, "I'm that guy. We're going to get going. Let's do this," right?
I think it's still not Yazviek. I think it's still Swiderski, bro. If you really think about it, Swiderski, in my opinion, has been he's been crucial to us.
He's beautiful
in terms of scoring, but he's also every game that I've watched him. Yeah, he hasn't had every great game, but you could tell up top that he's a player that's different, and so I think he can be our special player. Obviously, I think in terms of we need somebody in that attacking mid. Titi has not impressed me at all. I kind of, like I said at the beginning, I want to give every player at least 15 games to actually see what they offer and what they bring. And honestly, Titi's not giving me that confidence that he's gonna be the guy that's gonna create for us and is gonna be that difference maker.
Yeah, as bad as it is Kalina, right? When he's on and he at least gets the home crowd going, right? But it just sucks that he has to be the player that it just sucks that he has to be that player that shows up and kind of gets the team excited by making a save, right? It's I don't want to see that. I want to see it being somebody like the attack midfielders or something like that, the attacking midfielder or a forward or a winger or somebody else besides that keeper getting everything going.
100%. Yeah. One thing too about Bender that I think we don't notice, and it's just conversations that I've had people with the club as well. This guy's coming from college to the MLS. He's stepping up to another level. And although we do see that he has the quality, I think physically is something that he still needs to improve on. Just conversations that I've had, one of the things that he's working on is building that muscle because, he's after a lot of games, he really feels it, And so it's a player that we have to slowly transition, I feel like. And given that, he's done so well, it's a guy that we're already seeing as okay, this needs to be the guy. But I think we still need to take them bit by bit.
Fair. And I just wanted to point out to CLTFC Luca, we are going to have a TIFO this weekend, I believe, right, Megan? If you're still watching, let us know. I saw that comment and I didn't want to lose it before it disappeared. But yes, again, I just want to see faster play. I want to see more ambition from the players that have been kind of holding out. I mean, Bronico's been killing it. Lindsay's been killing it. Fuchs has been killing it. Kalina's been killing it. Now, come on. I mean, we already said, Guzman's been killing it. I just want to see Jaws come in. Hopefully Jaws is going to get a start, right?
Yeah.
And that should definitely – I think he's going to bring a bit of a spark to the team as well.
100%. And then lastly, we always end it. Huh?
Lastly?
Yeah, lastly.
Oh, my God. Scott, sorry, I screwed you up. Go ahead.
We always have to end it with a little bit of score predictions. So I want to hear from both of you what the score is going to be and also who's scoring. So I guess we'll start off with Andres.
We've been pretty comfortable at home with two goals. I'm gonna say 2-0. I think the back line really improves this week after making some silly mistakes. I think it's time for Clean to get another clean sheet, and the only reason he hasn't been getting more has been just because the back line's been letting him down, I think. So I'm gonna go with 2-0.
Nice, I like it. Who scores the goals for you?
I think Sarderski gets back on track, and I think Yazwiak opens up his account too. I think he's going to cut in on that left and bury one to the bottom corner.
Nice. All right. So Morgan's saying 3-1.
Not the shipping department.
Only 2 of the 3 Ks score this weekend for a 2-0 Polish double. 2 goals, Bender. Guaranteed 3 points. All right, Wes. You always say guarantee, bro. We'll see.
Yeah, quick guarantee in it, Wes.
3 Camille.
The Wesley guarantee.
Inner Fort Lauderdale CF. 3-0. Lee, what are your score predictions?
Yep. So first off, I just want to apologize for mispronouncing names. As you will see, I can never pronounce anybody's name. I can't even pronounce my kids' names right half the time. So I'm going to say 2-1. I'm being serious with the scoreline, but with the goals, I'm going with Kalina, and then I'm going to go with Adam Moore. Yep. I mean, Adam Armour, sorry.
All right. So
I don't know who's going to score. Just 2-1, right? Because obviously Adam's not going to play and Kalina's in goal. So
and you never know. We saw oh my God, why am I blinking right now? The goalkeeper for Liverpool.
Who?
How am I not remembering his name?
Allison,
yes.
You're welcome. See, he's not a real fan, folks. It's just a BS thing that he does, man.
Right.
I just had a PSG, Argentina, Honduras. Come on, man. Just name all the top clubs, right?
Honduras is definitely not a top club. But anyway, you saw Allison score a header before last year, so you never know. Maybe it's 0-0.
That's what we're going to do to fix the penalty problems, right? We're going to put all 11 players up, right? That's it. We're going to fix it. Yeah.
Awesome. And I agree with Andres. I think it's going to be a 2-0. We're going to see Yazviak get his first goal, and I think our boy Big Body Benz also scores this weekend. We win 2-0. Huh?
Ben scoring is not a bad shout.
Yeah, and so we'll see another 2-0 win here at home. The stadium's going to go wild. It's going to be crazy. Right before, and also we have next week already, we got to play the U.S. Open Cup in Richmond. So don't forget about that, And so I looked at that today. I was DMing a player, and they're one of the things that they mentioned was that the game was next week. And I was like, dang, bro. It's already next week. Like, time is flying like this. And so we'll see.
Game 11, beer showers. Yes, beer showers.
Yeah, hopefully it's a great May for us. Beer showers for everyone. Awesome. Play all the new guys against Richmond.
You going to Richmond, Jorge?
Huh?
Are you going to Richmond? All right, I'll talk to you about that offline.
Yeah. We'll do. When will you guys do this trio again? Awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely have Andres back.
Oh,
Yeah,
appreciate it.
so Jennifer, we do a live show tomorrow at 9 on our channel on YouTube. It's not as put together as Jorge's Top Bins is. We like to cut up a lot more. We got the Miami Fan TV guys coming on, so yeah, check us out. We're a lot more unstructured, I guess is the term I'm looking for.
Nice. And where can people find you at, Lee, from CLT?
Yeah, we're on CLTFC Fan TV on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We're too old for what am I trying to say? Too old for TikTok, and that's about it. And yeah, I screwed up Adam's name. I caught myself, but whatever.
Nice. Andres, where can people find you at, bro?
Yeah, we're on Instagram and Twitter at offsides_CLTFC, and then on YouTube as Offsides Podcast. And then if you go to our bio in either of our social media sites, you'll be able to find our host site where it'll have whatever platform you listen to podcasts on. And then obviously the big ones were available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Offsides Podcasts.
Nice.
The one's trying to make up with me after making those Spurs comments. All right, buddy, man, catch us on the game, man. Beers on you.
Spurs hate. I love the Spurs hate. Listen, one of the group chats that
just so you guys know that's my brother. He's the other co-host.
Hey,
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
he's the better half, is he?
Yeah, I guess so.
He's
a Man United fan though, Lee, so you might have to get on him.
Yeah.
Awesome. You know where to find Top Bin. All the socials are at Top Bin and Real Top Bin 90 on TikTok. Tomorrow, make sure you watch the Kerwin Vargas interview. Make sure you like it. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you comment, because it takes a long time to translate these interviews, and so you guys can actually most of our fans can understand, you know what I'm saying? We got a lot of Spanish guys. We got people that don't speak Spanish as well. So I try to be cognizant of that and do subtitles, but it takes forever to add subtitles. So when I drop that, y'all better make sure you like it and subscribe. So
just one more thing, Top Bin, if you would, could you at least have it so if I mute it, have it read to me so I don't even have to read it. So when you got your subtitles at the bottom, have it do that robot voice just reading it to me.
That voiceover?
Yeah. So that way I don't even have to read the subtitles, man. It's come on, do it for the fans, Jorge. Do it for the fans, buddy.
Nice. Shout out to my boy Nick right there. Love that guy. Yo, Albemarle Paper Supply. Make sure you check them out as well. They're one of our sponsors.
Yep, good people.
Yeah, 100%. With that, we end the show tonight, guys. Thank you so much for coming on to the MLS Corner. Everybody have a great night. Woo-woo!
For the crown.